elder in the business, speaking for myself, whatever I can do since I've been in this business, for young upcoming women, and I pass on experience, I give good advice in the past, they won't fall in that.
Well, let's talk about holes. What were the kind of holes that?
Things that they do to us as women,
Mm,
they would never try it with, doing it to one of the guys.
mhm,
For example, if you do a performance 9 out of 10 times, we're not paid. It's just a hard luck story. And they would try that with one of the male artists. We get some stories, the gate didn't make anything and no money was made. And, you just, as a woman, and they see you as the weaker sex and you'll just accept it because we use our heart rather than using our head, which is the wrong thing because this is a professional business. And these are some of the few things that we had to face as young women
mhm.
working and getting no pay.
In addition to the lack of respect for by not paying female artists, did female artists face other challenges? Did promoters not provide for them adequately in terms of dressing area, in terms of equipment, in terms of promotion? Did you find that there were other ways that women were taken advantage of in the time?
Oh, almost every area.
Mhm.
And in those days, our downfall then was we were not knowledgeable. There were no managers around then who could really guide us and advise us. So this is where the downfall was. For example, I'll give you a quick example. I went
Please.
to perform with the Scatterlights in
Mhm.
Clarendon, one of the parishes down here. And I, as a young little girl, was left in the country because Bob Andy was there with me, and I was left in the country to walk back to Kingston only because they are saying that they're only responsible for singer, not singer and boyfriend. So, I was left there with Bob Andy and the other guy who packed the instruments up, just to show you some of the disadvantages that we had to face then. You
Mhm.
know, had it been that someone was there to make sure that the
Mhm.
T's were crossed and the I's were dotted,
Yes.
these would not things like this would not have happened because we would
Mhm.
have had professional person making sure that we have transportation properly, back and forth, proper dressing room, and everything
Mm.
was just there in place.
Right.
Professional ways of doing things. So
Right.
that did not exist.
I would hope, I see from my perspective, things have improved, but there's we need to do to protect and nurture and support our women.
Well, it has changed. I can tell you that it has changed because some of the female sisters that I know in this business today, they are so strong and firm. They
Mhm.
have managers, but on their own, oh my goodness, they could make it on their own. People like a Queen Ifrika, Tanya Stevens, Itana, these are young sisters who can stand up on their own and defend themselves in this male dominated business. So,
Mhm.
and even though it's like that, we have some, it's on a professional level now more than ever.
Mhm. Certainly, it's getting there. We still have some gaps. In many cases, female artists have male managers. Do you think that there is space in the industry for a female manager to manage a female artist and still get the same respect and recognition as male counterparts?
We get better. Yes, we do, because it's not about sex, it's about performance and experience, and who knows what they're doing. And
Mhm.
because it's another woman like you who knows exactly what you're feeling and what you're experiencing,
Mhm.
she delivers more. She digs deeper to give me female managers.
Mhm.
I love the results that
Mhm.
I get, because she understands everything as another woman, and she makes sure, because maybe because we are looking at the woman as the weakest, she's not criticized or say, boy, if it was a man we would have gotten better. So it
Mhm.
depends on who.
I like that statement. It depends on who. So the women can do everything that the men can do, but really you
Most
only
definitely,
take what
because
you deserve. Mhm.
in this time we see that the woman, Listen, can you tell me something that woman is not doing now? Women flying aeroplane, everything that we're not challenging the men, but I'm telling you,
Yes.
woman is in full control of there are so many professional women, some of who is on the panel right now.
Yes. Thank you so much. I was actually about to segue from that excellent point that women being in control. One great woman in control is Maxine Walters, who I'm going to bring up on screen shortly. And I know, Sister Marcia, that you have another engagement. So if it is that you have to run, we thank you so much. And if it is that you have a few minutes and you can stay on, we'd be grateful for that too. So you just let me know if we have more time or a little less time.
I love every bit of it. And I just want to say to everyone, let's just keep the fire burning, because we are all making positive contributions to one of our most powerful weapons that we have today on earth, and it's the music.
Indeed. Jamaican music, Caribbean music. Keep the fire burning. I'm going to keep that statement with me. Thank you so very much, Sister Marcia.
Thank you.
Right. You didn't get to see her earlier, so I hope you get to see her now. Maxine Walters, who is another, I'm grateful to say, a personal friend of mine. And as I mentioned, she is a trailblazing entrepreneur. So she's a woman in charge, as Marcia alluded to earlier. And there in the background, you can see them a little bit, her remarkable collection of dancehall posters, which have been on display across the world and right now on this stream. Maxine, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. We're going to ask you to say it again. Yes,
Can
good
you hear
to
me?
see you.
Yes, okay. I'm really happy to be
here.
here. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm excited about this. And I'm excited to be with Marcia. Oh my God, she's been I've been a fan for so long. I just find her amazing. It's great to be on a panel with her.
The only thing is that we're virtual, so we can't, just hug up each other. That would be the only thing that I would want on top of this. Yes. So let me throw you right in the thick of it, because I know you're a woman in control and you can take it. So women face hurdles. We know that, right? We know what some of the common hurdles are. But what do you think is the most surprising hurdle that women face as they try to make their way in the entertainment business? Maybe so surprising that they don't even realize that they're facing.
That's a big question, because there are a lot of surprising hurdles that we face. One of the interesting things is that I see as a person in the industry is, which we don't realize, is how we carry ourselves as women, how we dress. It's very important to always make sure that the respect you show for yourself gets reflected there. People judge you by that. I work with these men. Half the times I'm their boss, and I see how they believe and I see how they respond. It's very important as a young lady entering the industry to not come with half naked or with shorts or stuff, because immediately it doesn't matter what it gets negated by the fact that they're just interested in your body. And a lot has changed since the days, as Marcia says, but a lot hasn't changed. It's still a very sexually motivated society. And if people are not aware of it, and especially young people who are enthusiastic, young women who are enthusiastic to get into the industry, they will stray so fast because they can just be wrapped around people's fingers. Also, our industry looks so exciting. It's fantastic. Well, there's a picture of me with Usain Bolt. Here I am with, Brad Pitt, Sean Paul, Richard Branson, but that's at the end of the game. At the beginning of things, you have to show when you step in that you are interested in what you want to do, very interested, that you are prepared to work, that you are not just interested because you want to be good, show that you can do this, but excellence for yourself. You must seek that satisfaction within yourself that your job is a job well done. Yes. Often, are you okay? I see people who want to come into the industry and they get their foot in the door and they get on set and they're on their cell phones. Doesn't work. Yes. Doesn't work. Always go that extra step. Always go that extra mile. It's really important to try and learn as much as you can while you're there. I've watched you grow, Carlette. I mean, I've seen you and I've watched you grow into, magnificently because of the passion. Passion is what drives this whole thing. And when I say passion, I mean, it's hard work. So if you don't feel you want to do this, if you don't have the passion to make this happen, there is nowhere you can't go there, because when you're working 14, 15, 21 hours, the only thing that's going to keep you going is that desire to keep going there. And then you get the photographs when you've done that.
When you're finished, yes. Every time I see you, you certainly tell me that, we have to work hard and stay disciplined. And before I go to Alison, who I'm going to go to next, I just want to challenge you on a quick point that I think that the audience may want to challenge you on. Too, is my body. Shouldn't I be able to dress the way I want to dress?
Well, then you need
What
to go and model.
responsibility?
You need to be a model. You can't be a practitioner in the film industry. You have to, I mean, there's certain areas where you can dress skimpy, and you probably should dress skimpy for that, but not if you want to work as a part of a team in this industry, not if you want that respect. By the way, there's one thing you didn't know about me. I did make a record once which went to top 10.
Yes, yes, I heard you perform that sometimes. Listen, I'm going to find that footage and I'm going to bring it up. But for now, speaking of performances, let me go over to Alison because I want to get her into the conversation as well. And I didn't get to introduce her earlier. And really and truly, like I said, these women are fantastic. I know you know them already, but for protocol, dynamic movements, daring outfits, and undeniable, and I mean truly undeniable vocal ability is all a part of songstress Alison Heights. Can you tell I'm a big fan? She has been a member of soca royalty for years upon years upon years, in fact, decades. She brings her brand, and she brings, of course, the flag of Barbados everywhere she goes. She's a regional sister who has done so well, a cultural ambassador, and so much more. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Oh, that introduction was wonderful.
Yeah, because I'm excited, that is passion. Can you tell? So
Yes.
Let me know, as someone who has done so much in so many fields, and not just an accomplished, are some of the unique barriers that women face. Everybody faces barriers getting into the entertainment industry. We know it's not easy, but what are some of the unique barriers for women that we need to be aware of?
I think some of the barriers are just the fact of becoming a mother, right? I've been in the business for a number of years, and I was out there building my brand and doing my thing and touring and doing everything. And when I met the man that is now my husband, and we had a child, I got pregnant. People were happy. They were like, yay, Alison's pregnant. And, she's going to be a mom and all of this. And then, I had my baby. And then everyone was like, well, she got married and she had a kid and that's it for her. She's done, and, just retire her, put her out to pasture. That's the end.
Wrote you off.
Because, and it's like, so, but why is that? Why is it that when a woman decides to have a family, that she becomes one-dimensional all of a sudden? And that is something that I have been challenging. Even things like, now I would get the question, so what's it like to balance being a mom and being an entertainer? But nobody asked my male counterparts that when they become fathers.
Good point.
Nobody asked them that. Nobody says, well, so what's it like being a dad, and how do you balance that and your career? No, and it's not that I'm offended. It's just, if you're gonna ask the fathers, they also have their part. They have their part to play in their children's lives. They're not babysitters, they're parents, and I think in terms of getting older, and when our male counterparts get older and they get a little gray, that's distinguished. They could have a big belly in front of them, and it's still, it's still all good. But we as the women, we supposed to be, I supposed to look like how I looked when I was in my 20s. And it's unfair. It's unfair to expect everyone is aging. Every single person. We don't have a say in that. We all have to get older as the days and months and years go. Give me the opportunity to be able to embrace each stage that I go through as a woman. And that's been part of my journey as a female in the business for so long. Just embracing the different stages, the different decades that I have been coming into, and understanding what that means for me as a woman, and then trying to put that across to other, especially young women who are coming up. You know, I was in Guyana just recently, and two young ladies came up to me and they were questioning me down. So how do you remain the way that you are? And what do you do for your skin? And what do you eat? And I just stepped into my 50s, you know, and they were like, they were and, you know, but they were curious. They were asking, you know, what do I need to do? I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 20s. How do I get to maintain, and what do you do? And that kind of curiosity I love, because I want to share, you know, a little bit of what I do, and if it helps, you know, in some form or fashion, fine. But we really do have to look at that in a very serious way. Considered one dimensional as soon as yeah. Everybody's ready to just put us in a box. So I'm still a very sensuous woman. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. I'm vibrant. You know, I am out there. Yes, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, but I'm so many other things. And we need to make sure that our women are appreciated for their multi dimensions, because we're more than one thing.
Yes, multidimensional. And you bring up a very important point, that when I was thinking about women in the industry, getting older is definitely Tina Mae Davis. Let me give Tina her quick introduction before I ask her a question about aging in the business. Not to say that you're old, Tina, but just relevant. So Tina, of course, is an accomplished event producer with over 25 years of experience. There are people who are watching that aren't even 25 years old, right, Tina? She was in Montego Bay. But before that, Tina dedicated, and I do mean dedicated, 20 years of her life as a festival manager for the next greatest reggae festival on earth. So we'll give you props to Sunsplash, and of course the wonderful legacy of Summerfest as well. Currently, Tina has branched into management, so as in artist management, away from event management, and is the manager for Grammy nominated artist Tesslated. So Tina, my question to you is, coming off of Allison's excellent point, is what can a woman do to ensure their long-term survival in the industry?
I think it's important to diversify your skill set. I think that's really important. And I think for me, that became very important, particularly after my time with Sumfest. I recognize that change is good. I mean, change is really, it's kind of the new norm in our business anyway. And so being able to embrace learning something new kind of also, it energizes you.
Learn something new.
Yeah.
And you have picked up quite a number of new skills. I mean, you faced a lot of challenges, I know.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for me, for my years at Sumfest, I was the only woman in the company, in the senior management of the company. I was also considerably younger than you know, the owners of the company. And so that was a challenge for me. And I felt like, I know I spent a lot of time having to, you know, prove myself. When I listened to Maxine speaking earlier, it's important that, as she said, you know, the way you appear, you present yourself is important. And, you know, I also recognized that, you know, I had to be a little more aggressive at times to be able to achieve what I wanted. You know, unfortunately, in the world, really, if you're as a woman, if you're aggressive, if you're forceful, you're considered aggressive.
Yes,
and that's looked at negatively. Whereas when a man does that, you know, he is forthright and
assertive,
and that kind of thing. So you know, that was my biggest challenge. I think was having to stand my ground and prove myself every step of the way, you know, and women have to do that a lot.
Yes, and probably still do. I mean, as women, definitely have to work twice as hard for half the recognition.
Absolutely.
And one woman that has faced that as well, our next panelist, Christy Barber, who's been working twice as hard for many, many years. So let me give Christy her quick introduction and then ask her question. And then I'm going to open up the entire panel to some questions. So Christy, is the only person here who was subsequently given a Caribbean passport, right? So she wasn't born down here, but quite frankly, she might as well be, because she's definitely a transplant in the reggae music industry in particular and Caribbean music overall. She has a wealth of experience and has some award-winning exploits. She is the Grammy-nominated producer for Island Def Jam Records. Let me get the whole name right. Hip Hop Dancehall compilation Red Star Sounds presents Def Jamaica. Now, this album was great. I remember the album party. Oh my gosh, Chrissy, that was hot. Just a couple of years ago. She has worked with every single major record label. She has worked with every notable reggae artist. She has put most of them on the map. Her Rolodex, and for those young people, that's like your contact list, is quite extensive. Christy, great to have you. Thank you. And I hear you're in Jamaica, so even better.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is amazing. It's such an honor to be with these women I've been friends with for so long and these artists that I admire. This is a beautiful panel. Beautiful.
You really do need to get your passport. You've been here so many times this year alone. So we know that women face challenges, but and we know that we're being fought against left, right, front, and center. But sometimes we sabotage ourselves, don't we? Sometimes we do things to sabotage ourselves. So what should women avoid?
I mean, for me in particular, I don't look at them as challenges. I look at them as opportunities. You know what I mean? You just have to really know about sabotaging. I mean, all you can do is be strong and be forthright and just, go for it. I mean, the one thing you have to do is to be true to yourself. And as long as you're true to yourself and you're doing great works, I think that, anything else, people can try to sabotage you. But I mean, I think that as long as you stay, your heart's clean and your purpose is clean and you're doing great works, I think that, I think you'll be free and clear from that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you found challenge that you want to share?
Well, I mean, there's the obvious that people would think is my challenge, but like I said, again, I use them as opportunities. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I've been in the music industry for 30 years come this June, and I've spent all of it in running the Marley estate. And, that's a heavy load to carry and a very precious load to carry. But for me, obviously being a foreigner and being a woman and then being a white woman, there's, I've heard it all. Like we've all heard it all as women when, you hear that you're the B word and then you hear that you're the other word until you get, then ageism comes in. They don't call you that anymore. You're just still the B word. But I mean, it's like, that just gives me strength and power to work harder and do better. And for me, again, I think Sister Marcia coined it, lead with your head, not with your heart, work smart. I mean, I do have a very open heart and I do. And when I was younger, I did tend to take some things personally, but then I just realized as I got older, like Allison said, but as you get older, you're just like, oh, I don't have the time. You know what I mean? It's like, I just want to focus on the work I have to do. And the one thing that I know is, and all of us on this panel know, bridges I've worked there. I know that I've never gave anybody bad advice. I've never done bad work, and I can go to bed at night knowing that.
Now, Chrissy, my last question for you before I open up the entire panel is, why do you think that some female artists aren't doing as well as they could be? I mean, we see some female artists and they seem to be working hard or they seem to be doing the grind, but they're just not connecting. Why do you think that is? Not specifically, just generally.
In our industry or overall music industry?
In our reggae industry.
I mean,
Caribbean industry.
Right. Well, I mean, what's really frustrating, I just had this conversation over the weekend when I was in the studio. What's really frustrating with the music overall, and definitely see it happen a lot with our women, especially we have our female artists perform. Some of them sing better and perform better than 90% of the artists in other genres. But because we're considered a lot of times, especially working at the labels, we're considered summer music, and that's vacation music. And that's when you listen to it instead of, so I can watch an R&B artist do exactly what Marcia does or what Allison does. And it goes #1 on the chart. And I'm like, but hold up a minute. Allison Hines just did that. You know what I mean? It's like, so it just feels like it's unfair because we're not all of a sudden it becomes, oh, well, that's kind of like foreign music. That's international music. She came in with a Caribbean track. They even asked us, because I was the president of Tough Gong at the time, to put Pon the Replay on a Tough Gong 7-inch to kind of give her authenticity. And then and it worked well for her. I mean, definitely it was a great rollout plan for her, but they diverted very quickly. They knew that it was going to be much harder to walk up that mountain. So then Def Jam just kind of dropped where she was from to the side, got big American writers, big American producers, and kind of made her this, R&B hip hop goddess. And then once you break, then it's cool to say, oh, well, hey, by the way, I'm Asian, I'm from Barbados. This is who I am. But it's that's just the unfair part of it. So I just feel like, like again, Marcia, there's so many women who've paved the way. I mean, it's just, it is a struggle. It's a struggle for women in the music industry overall. You know what I mean? But it's like, but we understand the struggle that they're going through is real. So when you're thinking about buying a record next time or streaming with fans,
invest in our female artists. Let me open up the panel now, and we're going to bring up everybody. And I have a few questions. And here, ladies, please just jump in and let me know how it has affected you or how you feel about it. Sister Marcia, let us know what it was like in the independence era. For us, that was the 1960s here in Jamaica. But how has the industry changed significantly from when you started? Alison, you want to jump in, or Tina?
Sure. I can say that when I first came into, especially in the genre that I'm in, soca, there really weren't any other, there weren't really any other female artists out there. It was completely male dominated. The females that were in some of the bands, because at that time the era was of the live band. Girls, to be very honest, were decoration. They were singing background vocals, they were looking all cute, but they weren't taken seriously. They may have, sing a cover of a song, and they got one song to sing, and then it was like, okay, just go in the back and look pretty and look cute and sing background vocals, and that was it. Because that was what I saw when I came into Trinidad, and I saw the bands were awesome, but every last one of them was male. Was going to be being in Square One, being a front singer, and then becoming, as far as the world was concerned, it was Square One, and then it became Alison Hines in Square One. And that was how people saw it, because I was, we were making hit after hit after hit. And then once I stepped out and I did what I did, then the Estras came, the Sanels came, the Claudette Peters, down to the present with Patrice and Nyla and Nessa Preppy. And they have all come to me at some point in my career and said they saw the Ragamuffin video. And when they saw that video, it was like, oh my gosh, there's a woman out here who's doing this. And I'm just appreciative of the opportunity that I have had to be able to pave the way.
Open doors.
Yes.
Blow them wide open.
But I kicked those doors open. I didn't even, I was like, get out the way.
And that is a very excellent perspective from the artist side. So from backstage now, Tino, how has the industry changed significantly from when you started?
I think for me, seeing the change in technology, that's been the biggest change for me, because I know for example, when I first joined Sumfest and we were dealing with things like, accrediting press, and, it was the days of the fax machine, and we'd have to stay up till spend a whole night, faxing back accreditation forms and literally spending 24 hours in the office to be able to do that kind of thing. Of women working in production, that's definitely changed over the years. When I first joined Sumfest, it was definitely, the production team was 95% men. And seeing more and more young, creative women getting involved in the industry, that's been a blessing to watch and see.
Indeed. Tina, I'm laughing because earlier Maxine and I were chatting about fax machines and how we had to use fax machines back in the day. I mean, you concur, I would imagine, with Tina's assessment that technology has transformed things.
I totally concur with that. And I also concur with the fact that there are more women in the industry. One of the women who I respected tremendously was Christy Barber. because I remember doing a music video for her company, one of her companies that she worked with, and the budget was like this big. No way we could get any further. And I was delivering $200,000 videos that looked like it for $15,000 back in those days. Believe in what I was doing, and she went out and she got a small amount but extra money. Christy, let me tell you, she was one of the first women who supported women in the industry. For me, as a producer out there. And we're very fortunate in Jamaica, female producers, because we run things. Things don't run us.
Absolutely.
So, Christy, you're there practicing what you preach then, because you yourself are supporting women in the business.
Oh, she did, without question.
And you know what's so crazy, when we were just talking about this, about how things have changed, it has changed. You see more, but you still don't see enough. I mean, there's still not, I mean, I can sit here and say internationally, it's so hard for an icon in the film industry. I mean, every single film project, major directors from LA come to Jamaica and they hire Maxine. Same thing with Tina. I mean, again, I've been here 30 years. We watch her how many years, Carlette, run around backstage at Sunfest. Yeah. And again, with Allison, I think we can all concur, one of our favorite soca artists, not female, period. You know what I mean? At 50s girl bye, looking 20. I wish I looked like Allison at 50 when I was 20. You know what I mean? It's like, so, but it's still, but for me, the technology thing too, I concur. I remember working at Columbia Records, and when they needed to find me, I did have the pager. Remember the pagers back in the day? Yes. And then we had the computer screens that had like war games from the 80s that Matthew like the green type. Like that's how long I've been working at the majors. We're like dinosaurs. Like the car phones that were like the big bricks. That was what the execs had. You know, it's crazy. But I mean, I'm loving that we're doing this tonight, because one, you guys couldn't have picked a better panel. This is to see everybody here, like how Allison spoke tonight and how Maxine spoke tonight about every time these young women come to them.
Yes. Sure. Everybody's doing good. You know, we're talking about women and empowerment, and yes, but we're not alone in this world. So, ladies, let us give advice to our sisters about what it is that they should expect from the men in the business. Tell me women should not take disrespect. Women should not take what standard of accountability should we hold the men to that we're dealing with in the business? Who wants to start with that question? Can Allison? I was like, I don't know.
No one start with me again. Okay.
I can.
Go ahead, Maxine.
Go ahead.
In my side of the business, which is of course completely different from say what Allison does. I'm a big fan, by the way, Allison.
Oh, thank you.
We have to look out for both the women and the men, because the industry we're trying to build is an industry for Jamaica and the Caribbean, not just an industry. You know, so we can stand out there in the world and step out and be ahead. So what my thing is, when I have people coming into the industry, I train them. I'm into training everybody, both the men and the women. I train the men to respect the women. I train the women to respect themselves, and I train everybody to go that extra mile, to work that little bit harder. But it's not what is important when you come out here is skill set, it's talent. It's that love. It's that working for it. It's understanding what we're going after and how to get there. Are you getting feedback? Because I am. And how to get there. And so, in building that industry, I'm hoping that what I'm teaching, and I teach all the time, is men respect women, women respect men. We all respect each other, and you're never too big or too important, no matter what job you're in. All of us are part of a chain. One link in that chain drops, the guy who cleans up the garbage leaves the place. So you have to understand the importance of what you are doing. And study, learn, ask questions, go to those, do not be afraid. And once you get in there, as I said, work hard.
Work hard.
Put that passion in there, because you will get results.
Christy, do you agree that if we respect ourselves as women, then we won't take disrespect from the men?
More so, because it's just like that. We're not only are we in music, we're in Caribbean music, which is a different type of male domination than what you have here up in the United States of America. And you can imagine me, I go down there, I curse like a sailor, I got tattoos like a rock chick, I speak 1,000,000 miles a minute. I just feel like I'm confusing everybody, which works to my benefit. But I mean, that being said, for me, what I just did is I kept my head down, worked very, very hard. I basically call myself a soldier. You're in an army. And, I mean, a lot of times, I didn't purposely do it, but I would dress down because I would be the first one up, the last one to sleep. For many years, I never ever even had drank alcohol. The Marley Boys have never seen alcohol in my hand. They can go to my Instagram and see it now, but do they have proof? You know, it's like, so it's like, I'm just, you just have to stay professional and just, I just think that once people see that you're like, kind of like one of the guys, or you're a part of that army, or you're a soldier. And, I mean, obviously the respect is there. I mean, and they can still, even with me, you've heard it a million times. They'll always make those comments to you as a female and try to be, and you'll just laugh it off and be like, yeah, whatever, and keep it pushing.
Yeah, and keep moving. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and that's just kind of how I did it, to the point of where it was, if I put a dress on, it was like a big deal. Oh my God, you don't have to dress. I'm like, and I actually, tell you the truth, I kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's like, because I'd be, anytime I was with any of my artists, I act like security. Somebody tries to come for my artist, I think I can fight the club. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, and they, you just kind of have to just kind of be one of the team, especially because all of us have been dominated with men. I mean, they're all a part of what we do, but then that's what I said, like being the first up and the last one to bed. When you work really hard, and I mean, I do speak very forceful in what I'm talking about, and I'm a little controlling with stuff. Once they see they can't get you they're going to respect you, period, point blank.
Right. Not controlling, on top of things. Let me pivot a minute and pick up on that point that Maxine had raised earlier for Alison. Certainly there is a time and place where we have to dress in a way that is provocative, because it might be part of our brings down from time to time, or most times. And I know all of you personally. I've seen all of you. Alison, I know you haven't seen me much, but I've seen a lot of you. And I've seen that we are all fairly muted in our dress. Alison, would you agree that the attention and the audience?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a time and place. When I stage and that persona comes out, yeah, I am pushed. I claim all of those parts as a woman, because my body, I'm not afraid of, and the unfortunate thing is that sometimes, and it's women in your generation that are coming for you. What, in my experience, I can to keep myself a certain way. It's a challenge. It is a challenge. Let me tell you, it's a challenge. But I try. I try to eat as well as I can. I drink like a ton of water. I do all kinds of stuff. It's on a body rider shorts and a little cut off top, and like why? It makes no sense. You have to have a certain amount of pride in your appearance and how you carry yourself and how you conduct yourself and how you deal with people. And so my stage persona is that's the brand that I have built, and I am comfortable with that. And I go out there and I am in charge, and I make sure that people understand when I'm on this stage, nobody is in charge but Alison. So don't come to me with nothing, Yes. And when I come off stage, I'm not going to be as, management is working for me, not the other way around.
That's right.
And that is something that some artists, and female artists as well, get confused with, that you're working for management. And it's like, no, because if there was no you, there would be no management, and there would be no anybody else. So, you kind of have to, and this is something that I'm in extremely so. And I have had to learn, look at it, figure it out for myself. All right, this is why. And also my upbringing came into it. My mom, I love to absolute death. And because she raised me a certain way, in terms of my performances, I always drew a line. And I always had to
presenting
cross that line to make women in the audience feel uncomfortable, to make the men even feel uncomfortable, or anything that was going to lower my standard or disrespect the little cute outfits. And I'd be whining and saying, you ain't gonna see me, skinning out on the stage and doing all of that. That was mine.
The balance.
Yes. The sensuality. Absolutely.
Tina, let me pivot to you before we wrap up our discussion this evening. In terms of roles, Alison mentioned that the artist the manager works for the artist and not the other way around. There are women all over the business, not and there are not enough women in those roles. We've broken a lot of barriers, but here are a few bastions that we need to definitely get down. Are there any roles that you think that we
I think on the technical side of production, lighting director. But I'd love to see a lot more women coming into those kind of roles.
I didn't even answer myself, so thank you. The technical areas we definitely need to step up on. Ladies, it has been fantastic, but I can't let you go without getting your advice. I mean, the people who are rather, should I say, a new woman to the industry, right? Because it doesn't have to be young. We're not aging anybody here. So let me start now.
It's kind of a cliche, but it's very true. I mean, you have to work and hanging out and partying. This is what I wanted to do. Like I said, the first one up, the last one to bed. I mean, a man or a woman, if you want to be in the music industry, not just for an artist, it's like winning the lotto to be an award-winning artist. It's kind of like winning the lotto to be at the top of the game, like everybody here. Line is like Maxine said earlier, where people see you with pictures on Instagram with this person and they think, oh, this is a glamorous life. I can't wait to do this. I mean, they don't realize that Allison spent 6 months training to go on this tour. You know what I mean? They don't know that she's up at 4 a.m. eating some shake, I'm just assuming, you know, and doing her workout and then having to go to rehearsals and that. And then same thing with Maxine. I mean, just running, or Tina with a whole festival. I mean, I just started doing that work too. And it's just, it's crazy. It's a lot of work. The hardest work I ever did was doing the Welcome to Jamrock cruise, hands down. And I've ran record labels, hands down, hard work. And I don't even want to talk about doing Allison's job, because I would say, but I'm just saying, I mean, it's like, and then now all I can say is the best advice is look to women like this and see what they've done to get that way. I mean, look at Maxine, you know, I mean, she's been here, and Marcia, my God, you know what I mean? It's like, you just have to work hard. Don't cut corners. Don't rip people off just because an opportunity looks great. Don't do it. You know what I mean? And be willing to do like work for free. When I say work for free, meaning everything doesn't have to have a dollar sign on it. Sometimes a relationship is worth more money than putting a price tag on it. So at the end of the day, you just have to be very smart, build your brand, and just do it with a clean heart and a clean head.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Chrissy. That was more than one nugget of advice.
Sorry, my bad.
So, no, we're grateful for it. Maxine, over to you, please. There are new women listening. What advice do you have for them?
Well, to add to what Christy said, and she's absolutely dead on right there, there's a lot of stuff available on the internet now. Get some training. Get some training. Get online. You want to be a grip? Find out what a grip does. You want to be an art director? Find out what an art director does. It's all there. Get training. Get some knowledge, and show the people that you go to for work, that looking for work, that you've got a little bit of extra knowledge, that you've learned that. Go that little step forward. Sometimes you need to pay to learn. So
you have to pay to
volunteer. I remember a guy I worked with over here. He was a transportation coordinator. He said, Maxine, I'm earning $150. I said to him, and he became the best transportation coordinator in the Caribbean. And let me tell you, everybody wanted to after that.
That's right. So you have to make a sacrifice.
A stupid question is the one you didn't ask.
Did not ask.
So
Okay.
make sure you ask that question and go to anybody. All of us here, why we need people in the industry. We need to train those people to take over from us, because otherwise there's nobody. When women are smart, when men are smart, I am willing to train anybody.
And you are, because as I said in my opening, you have always been.
Don't be afraid to walk away from some deals because it's not every deal. At Sumfest, I saw that, firsthand to work for free. And
with the person that has spent the most time on a stage, said that
it's show business. Show is, but the business side of it, about copyright, learn about, what you're protecting your transparency is key. You need to be able to ask, you say to your management, listen, I want to see this and this, and understand all the moving parts of you, because it's your business. It isn't anybody else's. It is yours. Is actually interested in animation. So she's going, an area where Caribbean people tend to go. But she's always loved anime and cartoons and so on. And we have a Disney Plus subscription so that she can, look at the different types. She actually did
Interesting reggae documentaries, informative reggae symposia, and lots more. Reggae Month this February. February is Jam Vision, JCDC Facebook page, and several other cable and social media platforms. Be entertained and informed.
In the reggae studio with our reggae.
Reggae Month is February. February is Reggae Month. Come catch the rhythm virtually. We gone online totally on Reggae Month TV. Mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries, Facebook page, and several other cable and social media platforms. Details available on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app, Reggae Month TV. Tune in daily and be entertained and informed.
Do you have the Reggae Jamaica mobile app on your phone? No? Well, you could be missing out on news, views, interviews, events, and so much more about the impact of reggae music across the globe. Information at your fingertips about Reggae Month and other exciting reggae events. That's the Reggae Jamaica mobile app, now available in the Apple or the Google Play Store. Get it now!
Everybody wanna feel.
So right about now, if you love reggae and dancehall music, just understand, say, we're still winning right now. Despite the show not really keep from away, about from March last year or so. Hey, watch out now. But Reggae Month keeps so we're winning same way. I want to big up everybody forward on the scene here, everybody who make this thing possible, virtual style. Wicked and wild, man. Hey, watch out now. South Jamaican massive, anyway in the world, I watch right about now. All of us are reggae and dancehall.
Will do the same, work hard and get some training. It's important that you know your craft and you know it inside out, and then when you know it, pay it forward and teach somebody else. Alison mentioned about how challenging it can be to get older, and we don't need to add ageism to the obstacles that are. Invest in the business, and of course transparency is key when we're talking to managers. Tina encouraged us every step of the way to diversify our skill sets. We don't want to just be pigeonholed in a box. We want to be able to do many things, and this will help their opportunities. And if we always look at them as opportunities, we will find a way to make it through. Make sure that you do what you can and then circle back to help others, and you can get it if you really want it. I have gotten so much great advice. I hope that you have as well, and I thank the women so much. The series continues on Thursday, so keep posted to Caribbean Ticks social media channels for more information. I wish for you a great Reggae Month as we celebrate our culture. On behalf of the team here at Headline Entertainment, thank you so very much. Have a good night.
In the reggae studio with our reggae ambassadors as they reveal the other side of the reggae beat.
For old town talking about you and your new guy. You're flying high now in your single word. But you're gonna need me. But you're gonna need me. You're gonna need me, darling, and it won't be long.
I'm Errol Dunkley, one of Jamaica reggae artists, singing from childhood days, right? And no, I'm a foundation singer in the business. Well, I've been through 3 generations of Jamaica music, right? At first it was ska. I've seen they would call it blue beat, right? But that was ska music. Then we kind of slowed down the tempo to years now, like in the 70s. They lift it like a semitone faster than the rock steady and call it reggae. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the same music, Jamaican music. I was born in Western Kingston. You know, he's a city boy, right? I've been to different schools, cause one of the time I went to Seaward School for about 6 months. Then I went to Kingston Senior School which I spent a lot of years at Kingston Senior School. But when I was like 14, I started going to a private secondary school called Waring Hall. And I finished school when I was like 18, you know what I mean? I've got like 2 brothers, you know what I mean? But it's like me, my brother, my sister, we come have a lot of kids, you know what I mean? Because I end up with 6. My sister have about 8. And my little brother have about 7, you know what I mean? So it's we can make up the generation. I inherited. You know, my mother was a good singer, but she never recorded. You know, the music street at them time, I used to like leave school and go to Orange Street just to see people like Prince Buster and Derek, you know, but my first influence was really Delroy Wilson, because he was a kid when he started out, and so was I, you know. And then later on, Dennis Brown come join the pack, so it was 3 kids in the business, Babande and Marcia and all them people, you know. I used breaking up and all them things. But then I usually sing at my gate, because at this time I was living in Jonestown, right? And I usually, it was tales and tell stories and all them things. And I would sing, you know, but me and him get together, so we get together, and then Prince Buster said that he's looking for with a song called Wash All My Troubles Away, Wash newspaper, that he wanna record some start producing other artists. So Junior and I, Junior English, the guy I told you that I started out with, went to Prince Buster, but we were so small at the time, you know what I mean, that there was so many people at the gate on Beeson Street corner, where Buster had his shop, right? And there was a lot of guys there, people from all over the country, all over the island, wanna sing, you know. So they come there to see Buster, to do the audition. Me and Junior was the 2 smallest youth on the corner, right? At this time I was wearing short trousers, you know what I mean? I was so small. We're going to see Buster today, because all them big guys are out there and we so small. We never get, because the other guy with a guitar now and said, Junior, all right, let's practice our song before Buster come. So Junior and I start singing now, and everybody get excited and interested, you know, them 2 little youth, you know what I mean? And them say, well then, we first, the man them will run the corner, Buster friend them, said, boy, them 2 youth are so, we didn't even walk through the gate, I tell you, over people head them push us, you know? I'm reaching at the yard and come to Federal Studio, which is now called Tough Gang. The Tuesday we went down there, and that's where it started.
You know, if you break my day, 'cause you never know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Should find better things to
My mother, she always knew that I was gonna sing, you know, because she usually tell her friends, that I learned later on in life, that I'm gonna be a singer because I'm always singing, you know. And every song that play on the radio, I could just pick it up just like that, you know. Along with another youth called Junior English, who migrated to. So I continue singing, but I never had any success with Prince Buster until I started singing for Joe Gay. That was about 1965. You know, then I follow up with another song called Please Stop Your Lying Girl and I'm Going Home, which I did later in the early 70s when this medley, all their songs together in a medley style. I did my 3 first hit songs, I did them back again. I work for a lot of other producers like Bon. I even sing for Sir Coxsone still, until I teamed up with Gregory Isaac. And I did another song called Black Cinderella but I started producing for myself, you know. Meanwhile, singing for other producers, I was for the Gear Feet record. That was a success. That was Kingston, right? And people would say I'm a JLP supporter, and JLP people would say I'm a PMP supporter. You know what I mean? And I never want to get involved in that, you know, because a lot of the youths, them, I go to school with, you know what I mean? I grew up with, play with, run around with. I could never want to kill, fire gun for PMP or fire gun for labor right, you know what I mean? I even have people, because I used to have a shop in Anatown, right? I had a couple jukeboxes, you know, things. You know, they want to draw me into doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Killing people and all of that. And I migrated to England and start working with a company. But I usually come home like, you know what I mean? And I had international success. I had a song called OK Fred that went into the British church in France. Sailing down the Riviera, you know what I mean? To either hit the Billboard, hit the British chart. You're not really known to the white people in England and Europe. Until you hit them charts, then you're recognized. You know what I mean? So I felt good when I had that British chart song.
Now I'm a yaga yaga.
My biggest and best year was 79, 80, up to 85. I had quite a few hit songs around them times I wrote that song. I had another song called Happiness Forget. I even had another song that this was a cover song by Chilites called Betcha by Golly Wow. And that was a big success too. All of these songs are hit songs in England. My biggest international crowd was Japan. When I went to Japan, like the last time, 97, we had major turnout, you know. I've never done any live performance in France. Germany, always good. England is mine, and they're supportive. The difference with singing locally and singing abroad is that you sing more songs when you're singing abroad, and the other thing is you sing songs abroad that you don't generally sing at home, you know, because the songs them that you sing abroad, people know them, but they're usually not known in your own country label. But I tour with a lot of artists, you know, like the Foundation, Babande, you know. I tour with a lot of them. He's keeping the trend, you know. And I say Sizzler is very popular. Luciana. I like an artist with his own sound and his own style. And I don't really give an artist full marks if you sound like another singer, you know what I mean? Most of all, is rhythm that was created by myself and guys like from my hero, you know? Because right now, the biggest album right now is Sizzler. And all of them rhythm is cover rhythm, you know what I mean? They're not creative. So the only difference is that they're writing different lyrics. Once we used to, the difference is we used to make rhythm to fit a song. But now they make a song to fit the rhythm, you know what I mean? The music, one time we only had one generation of music. One music go for everybody, you know what I mean? But now we have two music. We have the big people music and we have the kids music, you know what I mean? The kids music is like the one of them called dancehall. It's the same thing because our song was always dancehall music, you know what I mean? The songs that we used to do, they never used to play at church. They used to play at dancehall, right? But I often wonder what's the difference, but you can see that we have the difference is that we have two generations of music.
Well, all these things were created by the Father. Look at the grass, how it made your lawn look pretty. Look at the flowers, how it made your garden look pretty. Even when you're feeling weary, tired and low, well, all you gotta do is relax and make the food flow.
I like to write about life, reality. I don't sing about death and sorrows and all them things, you know. I try for writing about killing and, you know, I never sing a song about I love you till I cry, you know what I mean? I try to sing happy songs, you know, reality. Because there's so much sorrows in the world, you know. Why you want to sing about sadness, you know what I mean? When a song it's up, you know what I mean? Down. A song supposed to uplift you. If you had a bad day, you go home, put on a song. And that song supposed to make you forget about the badness you had out the arm going home. I love singing Black Cinderella too, but my favorite songs are them three. I get credit from a lot of my friends, because even Chris, you know, if you ask him, he will tell you. He always say, who open a restaurant? Well, I said, no, I can't strengthen people. Them same people will come rob me. So I just cook for me and my friends, you know. I love cooking my stew. I eat things like tofu, veggie chunks, you know what I mean, and veggie mince. To relax, I just, because I usually smoke, but I don't. Occasionally I take a sip of the whites. But I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic. I've got some young artists that I'm producing, right? I've even just finished an album for Studio One. I'm also producing some young artists and in soul, but the group split up, and some of the guys live in California and some live here. For a new artist coming up, I would tell them, go into it, you know, with all you got. Even if it ain't successful now, don't give up, you know, because if you put in a lot of work, hard work, you get more out of it, you know. And just like anything else, the man who put in the more work is more benefited. So that's what I would tell myself, doing anything else than music. If I should go some more work to know you as an artist, you know, because behind you, then it takes time for people to know you. And that is what happened to me in my career. People is just realizing who Errol Dunkley is. I'm a kind of artist where the only regret I had, if I had project myself more, talk, you know what I mean? If I was up front talking with a song, all the rough, you know? And it's just smooth sailing right now.
you have the Reggae Jamaica mobile app on your phone? No? Well, you could be missing out on news, views, interviews, events, and so much more about the impact of reggae music across the globe. Information at your fingertips about Reggae Month and other exciting reggae events. That's the Reggae Jamaica mobile app, now available in the Apple or the Google Play Store. Get it now!
Everybody wanna feel.
Presenting highlights of the Children of the Icons Concert Tour. Children of the Icons. Providing a platform showcasing young and emerging artists in the Jamaican music industry. Give a big round of applause for young Garvey!
Eli, Rastafari. I said, you're on the grill. Yeah, boom. I said, couldn't well, I said, flashing at the trailer. And they're laughing at me, and I said, couldn't at the trailer. And I did, trample the pieces and the back where forth they came from. Send them with way, coming like a wig of Jesus, cause them crucify way. Yo, the grill, I said, not relax. And I did, well, I said, flashing at it, relax. And I did, boy, vampire, I feel good, the rest of our past. Cause them know what's straight, loving up with ya, and I say, yo, the grill. I beg the youth them for ease. All the gunshot for cease. Too much mother crying. You know. Cause in these times I can't keep calm. Used them have the guns and have them bomb. In these times whole place red. Look at you like crazy bust out ya. In these times Babylon a run loose. Start 12-year old them a recruit. Well alright, in them time yeah. People is so blind, yeah. With Babylon, I use them and I kill them one another. Yo, born for the remember in the fear, oh, street the time. Whole place red, yo, on the grill. I in this time. Babylon, let me know. Never move them and make your heart stop. Just go a straight cat, get them say port box. Oi, it's like them sticking at the midfield. See them a call themselves killy. But them are nothing but silly dilly. Them a kill when that not necessary. No, that's spill. Let me know. Spill. What that day it will be when Babylon system go under. Yo, the girl. Aye. Tell it be easy. Too much mother crying. Too much people dying. Boy. I wanna love you like no one has ever done. I wanna be your brightest light to shine the moon, the star, your sun. I take you places you never seen before, to behold in South Africa. Baby, all I'm asking you is just stay true for all my life. Come make me love you, girl. Just wanna touch you, girl. Come make me love you. Baby, just love you the way you do. Come make me love you, girl. Just wanna touch you, girl. Come make me love you. Baby, just love you the way. What a man fi hug her and kiss her, no real love she wants. She no want a boy for this I know. As me touch her, me get her excited. You set the fire, I like it. Come make me love you, girl. Touch you, girl. Come make me love you. Baby, just love you the way. Come make me love you, girl. Touch you, girl. Let me know. 2, 3. Let me know. Ooh, don't. Yo, hear me know. To you it look dim, but your future's so bright.
No people say got big mistake. Me must get my little heart break. Mr. Wrong, tell me how you love me so right. Mr. Wrong, how you make my smile so bright. Mr. Wrong, tell me how you love me so right. My friends used to say you never right for me. It's too toxic and it was time for me. Come and tell them, said me need me a fade out. Them say me hook like a fade and me need out. Tell me how you love me so right. Hey, Mr. Wrong, how you make my smile so bright. And I can see where your fear lies. And the only thing you gotta do is, boy, let it all out. Just feel it. This is not what you feel now. And I can see where your fear lies. And the only thing you gotta do is, boy, let it all out. Level. I miss it just like your first fight. Heartbreak hurts right. That not make me stop believing love at first sight. Passion burn bright. Yes, it's all my life at the right time. When I was searching for a peace of mind. And just when I thought true love couldn't be found, you placed my feet on solid ground. This is something you love now. And I can see where your fear lies. And the only thing you gotta do is, boy, let it all out. Just see that this is not what you feel now. And I can see where your fear lies. And the only thing you gotta do is, boy, let it all out. I said the smile by your face, I know the signs, yeah, I know the meaning. Boy, your heart's a race, so I know you open all your feelings. Cause you've been hurt a few times, I take my time, I know what the deal is. I'll be the love of your life, your guiding light, your silver lining. And if you see it, this is something you love now. And I can see where your fear lies. And the only thing you gotta do is, boy, let it all out. I said if we never get a chance to be together, go with ya, Tiffany love ya. When I say it's a pity, you already have a wife. And me don't have a man in my life. Fruit boy get such a pity. I say it is such a pity. You already have a wife. I would not like one of these mornings to wake up and find your face on a bed of lying right next to mine. I would cut out the party and the smoking on the rum and boost the extra wine and make way see the person. Well, every time I fantasize, me see your lips, me see your face, the trigger finger do something. But if you girl hypnotize, for you is just a thing, just another little fling. But for me, this is heaven and the angel them must sing. It's a pity. Wanna know what I'm reading here? All right, here we go. Come and say take it slow, don't rush it, yo. It takes time for love to grow. No, don't rush it, yo. It takes time for love to grow. You make one leap and talk, but actions speak louder than words away. But don't wait too long, baby. Cause since lately, feelings are mad me. I'm a leader out down for ya. You are top about, take it slow. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. 1 minute best friend to the end. Use my man. Baby, is it me or you? Tell me what's the problem? Sorry. Years, words don't come easily. Like sorry, sorry. Let me say again. Forgive me. It's all that you can say. Hey. Years gone by and still the words don't come forgive me. But you can stay, baby. Mama, you already know. And maybe if I told you the right words, ooh, what the right, in one, what the right words, hear my right words. Me say me love you and me care, me always be there. No matter how the storm set, me well prepare. Me want you for myself, cause this I love you can't share. From the bottom of me heart, said the feeling sincere. You want me high grade, bigger the grabber. We love it just a flow, just like down the river. Me say God love, boy I try me no one no other. I hear love me want me put under. Sorry is all that you can say. Boy, you're Nino. Ready? Them know what you want, man. Thank you for having me, Emancipation Park. Sorry.
Emancipation Park, make some noise right now for the sounds of Christopher Ellis.
Here we are once again, yeah. We're chilling with our family and friends, yeah. Kingston, the vibe is nice. Oh, whenever we smile, things are amazing. The going gets tough, still praise him. Cause I got to give thanks for love. From our children are full of energy. And our songs are full of melody. Yeah, we all should be friends, not enemies. No, I don't want to see you down. We toured the world, enough different places. Passport stamp, enough suitcases. Bank book full, we need more pages. Mama's so proud of her little son. Salute all the fans that sing along to help us break bread and take it on. If it weren't for you. Outside. So love to love to la la I say you better get ready to come do rock steady. Oh yeah. You've got to do this new dance. Hope that you're ready, yeah. You've got to do it just like my Papa Alton Godfather, you know. Whoa. I say to shake you. Sing. Oh. Let's take it home, baby. Darling, how I love you. Yeah, now I'm so mad, but that's no way to love. That's how I feel it in my heart, Yeah, I've got to say, I see, always suffered. Oh, how they cried, I gave up my pride to be back by her. And whosoever tried to take the love that's really mine, I will never say no other word. Oh, play it again. You all know it. It says, I'm still singing again. Yeah.
I'm still in love with you, girl.
With you, yeah. That I'm still in love with you, girl. No. He said I'm still in love. Still in love.
Nice and easy. Ladies, I want to hear you. I want to hear you. Write this up. You don't know how. Can you sing again? Yeah. I said you sounded oh so good. I don't know how. My baby bad. Na 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 na. Sing. I am still in love. I'm still in love with everybody. Yeah.
I'm still in love with you, girl.
You sounded so good. You sounded so sweet, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I'm still in love with you, girl. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, but I'm still in love. I'll tell you, said I'm still in love with you. So love is all I bring. I can't pop no style. To the top, say oh, oh, na 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 na, yeah, again.
I'm still in love with you, girl.
Yes indeed, can you sing for me, that I'm still in love. I'm still in love with you. Thank you. Still go on dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Reggae, reggae, rock steady.
Hey, I miss when reggae music play. What a way the dance all change. I miss when reggae music play. What a way the dance all change. Yet we still go on the same way. Look it up, look it up. I say we not cause no trouble. And not this, we had this. We really love how you juggle. But there's a sound that you miss. You've got to want is some Dennis. You can play anyone. A few alternates. Cause we love every song. And draw a couple berries. Make the crowd sing along. And nice up the place. Yeah. I miss when reggae music play. What a way the dance all change. Yet we still go out the same way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey. I miss when reggae music play. Yeah. What a way the dance all change. Yet we still go out the same way. Selector, big up yourself, cause we are enjoy the night. Me and my whole crew run out. We are going all a vibe. And me not draw you out. Still me not tell no lies. So don't feel no way. I want to hear cool and deadly. We go dance with my girl, but if me call for your Gregory, it's one man against the world. And when the system's against me, my voice can be heard in those songs from yesterday. Hey, hey. Sure, miss when reggae music play. What a way the dance all change. Yet we still. My name is Christopher Ellis. Thank you so much. One love.
Okay. Miss when reggae music play. What a way the dance all change.
I now invite, we are listening.
Ma, please take this gun away from me now. Anymore. The slime black clouds coming down on me. It seems like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Ma, please take this gun away from me now. I can't shoot them anymore. This feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Yes, I'm knocking. My sweet darling, why do you hurt me? So bad, baby. So bad. Darling, my sweet darling, why do you hurt me? So bad, baby. So bad. I've been around a long time, baby. I see a lot of things. I heard it's on your mind, baby. You're breaking me inside. Please, baby. Hey. Say no more lies.
No more lies.
Can't you see the tears, baby? Falling down my eyes. Darling, my sweet darling, why do you hurt me? So bad. So bad. One more time, baby. My darling, darling, my sweet darling, why do you hurt me? So bad. So bad. I gave you everything. There is nothing I wouldn't spare, baby. You're my life, my heart, my soul, baby. Yeah, everything is there. Pictures, they don't lie. They don't lie. No, I know. There's another man inside. Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh, darling, why do you hurt me? So bad,
So bad, so bad, so
y'all feel it? Time flies so quickly, yes. As I hold you tenderly, I never want you to go. Please don't go, yeah. There is love in the moment as I treasure the day, yeah. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay, yeah. I love the light shining over
Thank you so much.
It is the son of determined. Please put your hands together for Runkus.
I wanna hear you sing peace. Wanna hear you sing peace. While I'm balling, Rastafari peace. Oh, so get that drum, make me hear the sound. Get that drum, make me hear the rhythm. Get that drum, make me hear the sound. When them a go to feel move Bob Marley, when the sun. Get that drum, make me hear the rhythm. Bless the love, when man will I still I say, Joe Rastafari. Can't stop this. Government said I'm a govern. Take every time, take every nickel, them doing the sons and the stubborn stuff. Now them on broke with a fight to a quick road, be them on walking and running. Tell them all you a little warrior, all them a warrior, watch them a warrior and lead out the inner. Set, bearded body up, pile, use getting wild and losing them inner. Straight, getting them go up with 9, got boy 10 and drop boy 11. 12, can't tell me what the devil said. Keisha call my never said. Still man a land from Zion, it's tougher than iron to tell them, send them leg come. And get them head from, yeah, dissect them left from. Them bring them dogs, outside them bring them bed come. Them come for shell but fair when I could just that bed come. Nowadays we can't find 50 cent. Them want bring Kanye West come. Car dashing on the streets, weird, hard crashing on the thieves. What's dashing out the scars, dashing out the boat, brasses out for peace. But they're standing up to free. Hands up for the standing up for me. Hands up, hands up, hands up to all these victims of the system. All these victims of the system. Can you turn up my background for me, please? These victims of the system. All these victims of the system. Yeah, got a system. Look when all the youth them with a big grin. Say that them are here but them not listening. Send us all the police for them big thing. I so better watch us like the Simpsons. Cause your teeth on cutting, keep on coming. Up it packs to the key till I weed out when it woke up. Some of these won't be start budding. What's my speed with the beast? Plans in my free for the week. Like when police them catch you compete till I see from a weed and the wheel and them alright. Let me a run and look up for my gun. Let's keep on drumming. Let's keep on drumming. You know we don't have a real dance them now. When you hear that? When you hear that? That's a the sound of police. That's a the sound of the bass. That's a the sound we don't need. It sound like that's a the sound of police. That's a the sound of the beep. That's a the sound we don't need. Hold on. Hear that? Sound of police in helicopter. I search for marijuana. Policeman in the street, searching for Cali. It's in helicopter. I search for marijuana. Can I DJ for them? Can I DJ for them, please? Government said that them still go on. Raise the taxi, we still go on. We are drunk and a short, they still go on. We have two parties, we're not business, dance the ding, the dang, the sing the song, them gas we up, we still go drag the mask, you know, we live so long. They build my bank, bring my grand for pay. Attention to the things them have to say. No mention my king, so watch your waist. Show this make the diplomat the mirror. Major laser, pick them out the ear. Watch you find me a gun. From West, me have Kim Kardashian in. With some herb, easy for some, me never kill no one, I mean. I just herb all these victims of the system. All these victims of the system. Two things, three things they can't try. All the energy. 1 + 4 will give you 5. All the energy. So I'm counting Georgia all my life. Oh, the energy. See, energy there, energy there, energy there. I see the energy there, energy there, energy there. I see the energy there, energy there. I see the energy there. While my head is pure as wool, full world ball. Energy they pull, that they pull. While my head is pure as wool, and my cup forever full. No, is this all that you want? Slice it into some water. And never stop, cause I can pull me across. Still chain to your master. New slaves to the master. Chasing fame in this lifetime. What about the life after? Empty words cannot sparkle. Blame to keep us all warm, so watch the roads where you walk on. Eve out in the pasture. Snakes under the grass. Don't bite the apple. Jaja, I watch you, what you know. Energy there, energy there. Nowadays it's like we're afraid until we can't socialize. Too much social lies, yeah. And social eyes. I look but now read for know the vibes. We talk some about cartel, them know the vibes. Good body, you go decide. It's like when they are and a size upon the Irish when it all boil down to choice. Food with that, share talk with rice. And when you're in the coldest heights, jump off and in hold it tight. Key meaning the force of life. Wait to think this something to me overnight. It should have come off no surprise that my father determined. Somebody this over and over till me can hold the mic. And he don't mean they can go up and lie. I met the youths grow up and lies. All you around the city, I know you type. You are the slave but won't forget. So up on side. Marcus Garvey did vocalize. Measures the dead, them vocalize. I listen, I see, I vocalize. Them can't keep them vocalize. And socialite, no for hype, me do my light, no for find, me no for right, the local line for close the minds until them know you're globalizing toward the skies to show your work. Press, can't afford the price. What's the amount for growth and sight? Wisdom and love, y'all overpressed. There's a war inside. Mobilize, come. Energy there, energy there. I see the energy there, energy there, energy there. That sound make noise. Son of the youth, them trying. Son of the innocent, them dying. Listen. Just cool the man, bad man know the rule the man. Bad man wanna school the man, bad man loud the tone the man. Just cool the man, bad man know the rule the man. Bad man wanna school, bad man loud the tone. Yeah, yo, I come from the place side. Killers and millions and villas are play fear. Got them bust and they talk them pay fear. Babies having babies in the daycare. Go, Gaza at the place where they tell the wrong class I make your brain wave. They better run fast, right in the race fair. Worse if them bleach by your black, better stay clear. At the place in the show unless the green ready. Only mama them know and respect Ellie Skelly. Place to them know all the text when I read every on. If you have an issue, people magazine ready. Whoa. When them show for your goal, if a team messy. Where high grades make a breeze heavy. At the place that they preach, education is the key and dreadlocks cannot free. Just cool the man, bad man know the rule the man. Bad man wanna school the man, bad man know the tool the man. Just cool the man, bad man know the rule the man. Bad man wanna school, bad man know the tool. Yeah, I come from the place that everywhere's a bar, so a beer shot. Better stay in the car, stay strapped. Everywhere's a church with a praise on. Holy Father, aliens to the white knights. You can hear jocks, bleach a day with the 9Y. Cause they make block every grade in them fine eye. But they make man disobey every guideline. So the PS drop. Yeah, who learns it? Sign of the times that I will turn the page. From a place I'm investing in them watch. Cause the man's a revolve around 238. Well, I will turn I'm at the times that I will turn the page. From a place that I preach education is the key. Just cool, just cool, just cool the man. Know the rule the man. He's with a royal blow. Take them go school.
Yeah, tell you why I'm from a side with them the mind, making hella rise and genocides and enterprise. Many die at any time, body fine but never identified, oh my. When you're hype, that's never wise, cut in a 9, go Lego 9, and in your life, no fear links, and 9 for 9 lives, is a fine line for when you smile, or when you tell you walk into the pressure, depression in your eyes. I come from a place place where there's another surprise. I come from a place that make it a surprise. I'm many ready for envy and set up for your demise. Never for vanity, never can rectify. Burn a burn, testify, you never can testify. You never can testify, burn a burn, testify, never testify. Original style. Baseline, please. Skill, 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 skill. Jack, Jill. I'll stop. Ill. Me, sick, ill. You see me? You can't try kill. Hold on. Zungu, 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 zenga. None of them are no Runkus friend, no. Zungu, 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 zenga. None of them are no weird. All 5 plus 5, well you know that a 10. Me no pick up no paper, no pick up no pen. Me no eat not a chicken, no eat not a hen. Come once and me come again. Forward, forward again. Easy, you know, say, well, I wanna me friend. Runkus to rum up in a 100. Easy, Melico, you know you are me friend. Easy, Garnet, till you know you are me friend. Easy, keep it on, I go burn them once again. Zungu, zungu, zungu. We can DJ for now. Skill. Skill. Say skill. Okay, now skill. Shh. Alright, quite skilly. I killing in live rhythm with the 9 milli. Mike villain, I find lyrics coming mind willing. High living with high. Say skill. Skill. Now skill. Miss Jenny, say skill. Me friendly, say skill. Me not deal with any minute, now say skill. No drink not any sissy, now say skill. Them I deal with the energy, yes. Alright, mega leaving. Alright, well, quite skilly. I killing the live rhythm with the 9 milli. Mike villain, I find lyrics coming mind willing. High living with high lily, men and I with me. High spirit, a guide within, could you try kill me? My spirit aligned with Selassie image. I've died and realigned with the Christ spirit. Quiet living, ignite within, weird smile for me. Try give me your eyes, flipping, make the sky see me. Eyes tripping like pipes and living on my willing. Roof there, but hold on, shh. Low mix. Becoming high to the sky, try give me high five. Recognize me mind like every drive-by. Take your time, you try rhyme with me bye-bye. Coming lines many, make it library, might cry. Hide when the floor rise 79 times. Connect like every child, primary Wi-Fi.